Hello everyone, can people hear me? Looks like things are working. Alright, yeah, I think I got my stupid webcam fixed, so hopefully that'll work. Just... oh, it's fine. I was gonna try to make it more of a circle to match up with the thing, but that's okay. We'll leave it for now. So yeah, welcome everyone, welcome in. Thanks for coming to a quick little dev stream today. Gonna be playing some Galaxy once again. So I'll just start with a quick async game. I always love Jason of the Argonauts. I think he's so fun. I just love the idea of these sort of gotta catch 'em all type captains are always so appealing to me. Got punished for putting Puss in Boots first. If it had been Flying Monkey, we would have, I think, won the fight even, as opposed to tying or as opposed to losing. And no, I guess I wouldn't have gotten the hunt as it turns out, but would have gone a lot better for sure. Let's just try and get set up. Now Puss in Boots first pays us off, and we get our slot buff and our heart back, so that's fine. Yeah, I remember when Yuck first pitched us the idea of we were originally going to try it as like a game rule of what if you just got an extra captain, at a certain point in the game, we just gave you an extra captain, or maybe you picked them, but whatever. Um, And that turned out to be a little more complicated, but I think, it sort of opened up the idea to us of what if you got more captains, and I really like that. I think just the idea of you can have multiple captains is really, really fun. All right. I like both of these treasures. Not really considering that one. I think I'll go scroll here. I don't know. It's pretty close. Yeah, let's do Peter Pan. Take a little bit of long-term value. We're gonna give this cowardly lion some food, but that's fine. That's no problem. So Sugar Plum Fairy with like a tiny bit of Fey buffing going on is fine. Fairy Dragon is, I mean, not nothing to write home about at this stage of the game. I think I'll just go Sugar Plum, see where that gets us. It's not the right turn for egg. Usually you want to take egg on even number turns, but probably I'm still just gonna. No, I should take. Well, I'm pretty healthy. No, I'm still gonna take Phil, and we'll just do that. All right. Yeah, the little Phil scam comes out, and we win the fight, so that's nice. Oh man, I broke my webcam again. This is so annoying. So I think what's going on is that I built my own PC and I did kind of a bad job. And when I try to use my webcam along with all my other USB accessories, it overloads them and overloads the USB ports. So I think that's what's happening here. Not my best work, I'll say that. So I'll see how long I can sustain that. Okay, so we got Slash for a little more shop buffing. And I think we'll do Goodie Bag now. I put Goodie Bag in slot 1. Try this out. Ha! Shrink Tea is of no use against Mr. Phil. Does nothing. I guess we still lost the fight. But the Shrink Tea didn't do anything, and that's what really counts. Ooh, Genie of the Lamp with some like starting stats on it is pretty nice. And we have uh the Masterwork Scrolls so it can grow even bigger. Ooh. So Boon Willow is going to be decent. There's also a treasure we could grab, or we could heal. These are all like pretty compelling options. Like Boon Willow is going to trigger Sugar Plum Fairy, who I kind of want to take off the board at this point. I think we've outlived the Sugar Plum Fairy phase of the game. So I'm probably if I'm replacing it with whatever I take. I think. Um, yeah, I think I just want a treasure, and like I do have Phil, so it's a little bit of a buff. Genie's Lamp to go with our Genie. Perfection. See how long we can keep this Phil scamming up. It looks like not very much longer. Start to take some damages here. Oh boy, we don't have any pirates, so that's not exactly what we're looking for. We'll two-headed dragon there. Take a free roll pan. Sure, I'll double over the rainbow. We've done some decent shot buffing, so it's actually going to be pretty big, I think, whatever our next thing we find is. Ooh. I love that when you just randomly bank a free quest completion. Oh boy. We got Santa Claused bad there. Encyclopedia Speltanica is going to be okay. We have a two-headed dragon already, so we've done some spells. Sure, let's do that. Whew. That's the double over the rainbow on the two blind mice. Yeah, that's pretty nice. You can replace goodie bag, sure. So I could double Stroke of Midnight. It seems pretty unnecessary at this point. I think we're gonna win the next fight at least. Mockingbird to replace two-headed dragon, I think makes sense. And then yeah, I could Cheshire Cat to replace Genie of the Lamp. Like we haven't really even gotten anything going with Genie of the Lamp, and then we'd have an all animal board, so that the cat would be doing sort of maximum effectiveness. I could also just replace this Hungry Hyena though. It's not like it's amazing. Okay, yeah, there we go. Because yeah, like it's not going to take a lot to get this Genie to be really strong, which I think I do want to do. So I'm going to try my best on it. Ha! They're really bricking on this fill. Yeah, like here's Blessing of Athena. We'll flip it. I think I will bless up this slot. Okay. I could Mixo Macho as well. Yeah, maybe I just will. I think that's fine. It probably won't actually grow the Genie very much, but you know, it's another spell. I think it did not grow it at all, but that's fine. That's not a problem. We got plenty of gas. The Kraken could replace Cheshire Cat. I think I'll just play Stroke of Midnight. Okay, and then we can flip the Genie, but I want to put it in the biggest slot buffed slot that I have first to get those stats on it. Yeah, I kind of got paid off for sticking with Genie here, I think. I'm happy enough that I did that. And we finished Maximus. Oh, we finished the game entirely. All right, sweet. Let's do another one. We'll go Jack Sparrow. No hunt characters in our early shops, but we are going to tie the first fight, so that's fine. Ugh, still no hunters. What's going on over there? Holding out on us. I guess we're still going to tie. Oh no, we're not going to tie because it's Hades. Darn. Still no hunters? Alright, here we go. Yeah, we'll do that. Boy, a lot of silver or silver equivalents. Thanks for the raid, Yuck. Hello, Yuck gamers. We're just playing a little async, and then probably after this async game, we'll get some live lobbies going. Um, let's see. So so the silver Billy Bones does less for me overall than the silver Thorn. I think like silver Thorn, you know, is a bigger step up long term. But the gold Billy Bones does more for me than the gold Thorn. That's sort of the dilemma I'm torn with. So I'm gonna go with the Billy Bones. I don't know if that's right. And then I can never pass a wink on Jack Sparrow. It's just too fun for me. All right, so we got our Billy Bones hunt. Looks like we're gonna get. Oh no, we were 50-50 on the wink. Darn. That would have been nice. Oh, Sailor Moonshine. Yes, please. For some kind of stinky pirates. I guess I'll do Pirate. And think I care more if Pirate hunts than if Billy Bones does. Wink is really letting down the side here. Ooh, and Bunny, that is nice. So yeah, I think we're gonna move on from Wink. Yeah, we'll do and Bunny. Ooh, and then Blackbird's Parrot. So Sailor Moonshine is just big by virtue of it got the Billy Bones hunt trigger. Despicable Smee, I think, is going to be a pretty important part of the sort of the story of how we get to hunt. So I kind of think I'm going to do this one, replace the Pirate, just because I really want to get maximum hunts with the Blackbeard's Parrot in the mix. That worked out pretty good. Can't complain. Um, So pick a peck of peppers on Sailor Moonshine is somewhat tempting. I could do that, or I could just Thorn. I think I'll go for peppers. Like, it is true that I'm giving up a bonus shop, but pick a peck of peppers here is reasonably likely to get me a bonus shop just because my board is all pirates. And see, it did, as it turns out. Don't really want any of these. Guess. So I could Silvery Moon something. I think I'll just take the Chameleon. Maybe I'll find the silver of it later and it'll be useful in some way. Yeah, so Smee was already paying dividends here, by the way. It would not have hunted if I didn't have the Smee there already. So that was nice. I think you can complain about Barrel of Monkeys just about anywhere. I think that's your right as a Galaxy player. So okay, what I'm missing, I think, just these two. Okay, then I'll take Boon Willow. If I was only missing this one, I don't think I would take the Boon Willow, but this gets me that slot buff, so now I'm just one away. I maybe could have moved Anne Bunny there just because she's so likely. Well, I got there anyway. So, haha. Okay, Crow's Nest is good. Yeah, I'll take Crow's Nest. Just a generically strong treasure. And we'll go over the rainbow. Sure, that's a big ship shape. And not super into any of these, so I'll just take a treasure. Ooh, bounty contract. Nice. This Anne Bunny is getting big. I guess so is the enemy Frankenstein, but not big enough to beat me. Okay. So I do love True Love's Kiss. I don't have anything that's that good to kiss right now, so we're going to go Innkeeper because that's going to get out of hand pretty fast, I have a feeling. And then, yeah, do I do the 36 slot? Probably. Keep the Innkeeper nice and healthy. That seems worthwhile. And I think this is the best positioning I can do. It's not amazing, but it's fine. Unfortunate. Got that guy sniped right away. I guess I would rather he get sniped than anything in front of the Innkeeper, so maybe it's just fine. Obviously, this Smee is not long for this world anyway. He's kind of done his job and outlived his usefulness. I really want to leave this Blackbeard's Parrot in the back row. I could replace Shipshape Inspector with Oberon, but I don't really have room for it. I'm just gonna not put Oberon on my board. Ugh, don't like any of these either. I want Pirates and Hunters. Although things are gonna get pretty out of hand here pretty fast. Jack Sparrow plus Innkeeper when you have Blackbeard's Parrot and Bounty Contract is just so many hunts that things are gonna go pretty crazy. Oh wow, the Parrot even lived? That was nice. Oh no. Okay, so Shark is not gonna beat me, but it did scam me a little bit. That's fine. Sure, Silver Boon Willow, a little more slot buffs. Silver Moonshine, Silver and Bunny. I'm just rolling along with bonus shops. Ooh, the Kraken. Yeah, let's unleash the Kraken. I love that. And I think we'll even put that in slot 1 now. Kaboom. Yeah, we're pretty much rolling along here at this point. I mean, goldening the Innkeeper would be big, so I think I'll take Silvery Moon. I don't really want any of these random fairies. Conan is definitely a quest we could finish. Yeah, sure. I'll do that. I'll put him here. So it's two hits for Conan to get the job done. Nice, nice. And we got the mop before we got the chip on the ship. That was good. GG. All right. Let's do a live lobby. 9GA7. I'll go ahead and post that in the Discord as well. I don't have anything in particular to talk about. You can feel free to ask me questions, and I would be happy to answer them. I'm pretty happy with where the metagame is right now. Like I think we have a nice variety of things to do and a good variety of captains. We got some exciting ones coming up in the upcoming months. Um, I don't think we're gonna do any big table flip changes to anything anytime soon, but we definitely have some stuff we're working on for sure. But yeah, if you have any specific questions, I am happy to answer them. We got 2 more spots in this live lobby if anyone wants to join up. Yeah, I think the Wormscale Tinkerer nerf worked out really well. That was one I was, you know, we came up with that idea, and then I was worried that maybe it wasn't going to be quite enough, wasn't going to quite impact things enough, and we would still have to nerf it more. But I think that's worked out pretty great. All right, I'm gonna fire in 1 minute. We got one more slot left if anyone wants to join. My favorite design in the game, it might be Wormscale Tinkerer. Like I think it's really, really, really fun. Um, it's just an awesome card. Like the idea of buffing your treasures up. It's either that or the pair of Pan and Pan Shadow. That was originally we had one card that did it, and we thought it was really fun. And also it was like really, really strong when it was the +1/+1 mode. So we switched it to we sort of cut it in half, and I think that's worked really well and has been really fun. I think that's definitely part of the sort of secret sauce of the game to me is just the buffing of your buffs is really really cool and fun. Oh yeah, Melody's Loot that's a more recent one, and I really really like that one. That was sort of a design challenge we were doing to expand our legendary treasures. We sort of made a bunch that were specific to each captain. Like we made Tiamat's Claw, Melody's Loot, just sort of a bunch of ones that were within the world. And I think that one worked out. That one is really fun, really awesome. It combos with so many things. Like it always feels like you're doing something cool with it, and I love that feeling. So I'm between Witches and Professor Who's Who. I think I will go Witches. Seems fun. Ooh, and we start off with a villain that gets us more villains. Perfect. I'm not even sure which iteration of BOGO you're talking about because we've actually had a few over the time, but um one of the lessons I would say we learned the most when making this game was to watch out for the proliferation of bonus shops. We had an iteration of the game where it was really easy to get a lot of bonus shops, and it was genuinely just less fun. Like you just took too many shops in a row, and it would be kind of a chore. It was the most powerful thing to be doing. Um, so I think that was actually like a huge design step forward for us, was sort of figuring out that we want some bonus shops for sure. They're really fun. It's really exciting to get an extra shop, but to cut down on that overall was a big one. Yeah, I think Tiamat's Claw and Zhang's Bakwa Dao are both pretty good cards as well. Yeah, I think that they're all pretty cool. All right, so now our stepsisters can trigger. Guess this is what our board's gonna look like, and I think I'm just gonna take Chaos. Sure, I'll Silver Ahab. Not the most exciting free spell. All right, a tie, not bad, not amazing. Ooh, let's see. It could take breadcrumbs. Yeah, I'll do breadcrumbs. That seems fine. Stepmother. In. And then I think that this is the right positioning, the positioning most likely to get Ahab to trigger. This might be it's close between these two. I'll try this one. I don't know. Hmm. I guess no Ahab trigger today. All right. Silver Chaos. That's why we did that. That's why we took him earlier. Yeah, I'll do Masterwork Scroll. I've kind of got a bit of a spell theme going. And then yeah, I'll just get the stepmother off the board. Finish her job. Sure. Magic Acorn's kind of nice here because if I ever find a Boon Willow, um, if I ever find a Boon Willow, it'll be good. Lucky Chest, I hopefully have this Ahab coming, but you know, nothing is guaranteed there for sure. Okay, so I could do Blackbeard's Parrot. I think I'll just do that. It'll get us a trigger off of our Witches 3. I am getting a little sort of back row flooded. I could move Morgan up, but she's not like super strong yet, so I kind of want to leave her in the back for as long as I can. Oh no. Oh, I got so scammed by Santa. If he just given like a toy that, gets KO'd and doesn't turn into another thing, I win that fight, but brutal. Okay, gingerbread house I think has outlived its usefulness. +4/+2 twice to everyone. Yeah, that actually is pretty good. I'll go for that. Along with a Morgan and a two-headed wizard double triggering each. Okay, now I think I could go like this. We are getting a bit outscaled here. But it's close. Like each of these losses is not horrendous, but we are still clearly losing. So I think Smee needs to go, and we do have this magic acorn. So Sunflare is going to be pretty good, better than Fairy Dragon for now. There's Smee again. I guess I'm taking that because I don't really want any of these things. Yeah, Silver Sunflare is nice. Fireflies ain't it. I guess I'm taking Blessing of Athena and putting it. Sure, we'll do the Ahab slot. I don't know. Just saving up for that Boon Willow, basically. Although I am a little nervous that Charlie's going to wreck us here. Oh, no. Charlie's board's not that crazy. All right. That was fine. Ooh, there's the Boon Willow. Nice. Okay, so yeah, Ahab. Well, I guess 2312. I guess Ahab is just bigger than Blackbeard's parrot, so I'll keep Ahab for now. And even though I'm not long-term optimistic about him, let's just put it that way. Okay, so now we're kind of strong actually. So let's kiss the Sunflary into Nessie. Okay, that's not bad. And I guess I'll set it up like this. I don't know. Bot might have been a little overzealous there. We switched Baby Dragon to be an animal just because it kind of looks like a dog. I'm not sure. You know, we'll see how that works out for us. Yeah, Yoshi and Baby Dragon both do not pay taxes, but this is a universe of pirates, so it's not the biggest crime that anyone's committing. All right, so we have a couple of treasures that are mostly about getting more treasures. I think I'll take the locked chest because like I'm legendary now. I could hit the golden Nessie or something, and that would be really nice. I'm going to not crack my locked chest to get 3 common treasures. I think we can do better than that. Yeah, we'll unleash the Kraken. That could be good. Oh yeah, there we go. All right. What do we got? Bunyan's Axe, Starstone, and Magic Beans. That is a nice little power up, and I think we'll switch our board to be like this now. Excellent. Yeah, I think the bot was a little overzealous there. I was feeling yes Boon Willow energy as well, for sure. How are we looking in this fight? Okay, not the best, but not, I mean, we didn't get eliminated either. Wicked Witch is pretty great. I could replace Morgan. Yeah, okay. I'm into it. We could send our two-headed wizard through the looking glass. He's been, like, reasonably buffed up. Yeah, I will do that. Okay, a pretty big Conan. So I think I'm gonna actually front row the Wicked Witch. I think this is how I'm gonna run with things. 35, 40, 33, 32. Good enough. I see some worm scale tinkering occurring, but it looks like we're strong enough to beat this board. Nice, nice. Get our half heart back. So Tin Man will instantly complete his quest, which is okay, not that great. I think I just roll, get a new shop. Sarmina, nah. Not that any of these options are super inspiring. I guess Goodie Bag is not the worst, right? Like I have a pretty big support. Yeah, okay. I'll take Goodie Bag to replace the Kraken. Sure, we can take a Worm Tongue. Ooh, I guess Blackbeard's not that big. I was hoping that Blackbeard would be bigger. Um, yeah, I'll just do Greed on Goodie Bag, get some extra stats on it. Hopefully we don't get killed here. Looks like we should be okay. This is a fairly good board, but not obviously gonna beat us. I guess not gonna beat us at all. Hopefully our Goodie Bag gets KO'd so we get the stat buff. No. All right, well, we managed to win with all 5 characters, so that was nice. So normally it seems like KO Star would be perfect for Witches 3, but I'm actually not that deep on villains. I only have the one. I guess I don't have more heroes. I have the same number of heroes, so I don't really want Excalibur either, so I guess I'll just go with Statue of Olympus. Uh, yeah, I think we're in the stroke of midnight stage of the game at this point. Yeah, and sure, we'll take a uncommon treasure. Think it's gonna be pixie dust. If I find that other Boon Willow, it could be pretty nice. Oh boy. Things have escalated a bit since we last saw this board, but we have pretty decent scammage, so it looks like we'll. Oh, we actually will win. Nice. I thought we were gonna lose small, but I'm happy enough to win as well. Um, so we have Toady and we have Lost in the Woods. I really do want to find the Golden Boon Willow, which makes me want to take Lost in the Woods. Toady would also be decent. Um, yeah, I'll do Lost in the Woods and okay, found the Silver Boon Willow. Nice. Can I find the gold one? Kinda. Not exactly the way I would choose to do it, but we'll take what we can get. Well, this is not a big Skeletor. That's a pretty big thorn. It's bigger than our Nessie. Yeah, this Nessie's really not doing anything at this point. I think I will just take a Lost in the Woods because yeah, double would be so great. Like I just have a lot of things that would be really good that I could get, and I didn't get any of them, but I think those were better than the sort of marginal upgrade that was potentially available to me with some of the smaller things. No. GG. I needed I guess I was probably not getting through this gold fairy dragon anyway, but all right, second place, not too bad. Happy enough to do that. Let's fire up another one. We have JFDQ. John Finkel disqualified. Not really. That never happened. All right. Join up, folks. All right, one more slot. Any gamers? All right, nice. That was pretty quick. Oh. Huh. Haven't seen that before. Well, I guess the game really wants us to play Sir Galahad, so here we go. Yeah, I've seen this. I've seen the double Sir Galahad thing on a different build of the game when we've been testing. We've been testing some captain select stuff that has to do with set two, but I haven't seen it in this exactly. Huh. Okay. Interesting. So yeah, with Galahad, the name of the game is being strong to survive, and I think this will make us pretty darn strong. Mm, I'll take the jealous stepsisters. Gingerbread. Okay, I think I like this as my configure, or maybe like this. Yeah, I kind of like this as the move. We've been working on set two quite a bit. It's too early to say exactly what we're gonna impact, but I think it's gonna be the whole game. Like, things are we're going to have an effort to make things feel different, both in the shared neutral pool of cards and in the collectible cards. So it's going to be holistically different in some ways. If you're playing set two and it doesn't feel different, I think that's a sign that we've failed. So our goal is definitely that no matter how you're playing, whether you're deck building or not, things feel meaningfully different, and that there's some cool new stuff for people to look at and explore. I would say that's our primary goal. All right, I thank you for your service, Prickles, but I think you are being replaced by Jill Sunshine. The Chameleon is tempting. If I already had the Jill Sunshine, I would for sure take the Chameleon, but I'm just going to do this. And now I can switch to this configuration. So hopefully we'll flip Stepsisters. We can get them off the board this turn. We got our uncommon supports in the back here now. Yep, there's Stepsisters done, although you're going to lose that fight rather badly, but that's fine. All right. Not a lot to make us immediately stronger among these options, but I'll go with Captain's Cutlass. I think that's the best bet for that. Um, yeah, Cowardly Lion is pretty solid. And then Ahab front row for a little bit? Sure, that's fine. All right, we got a tick on our lion. That's a tick on our lion and our health back. That's about the best I could have hoped for. So no rare characters in the shop except that we got a random rare character in the form of True Love's Kiss. Gold Itsy Bitsy Spider versus Boon Willow. I think Boon Willow makes us stronger. Yeah, that's tough. I think I'm gonna Boon Willow here. This Captain Ahab is really looking out of place, but so yeah, on summon units and full heart damage, I guess the way that I would frame it is that there's not really such a thing as summoned units. There are just characters, and they're all sort of equal, given equal weight within the game, and they're all full cards, right? Like when your goodie bag creates a common character, it's the same one that you've been playing with the whole time. It's not really a summoned character, and granted, that does sometimes cause people to take full heart damage when they wouldn't otherwise. Things like that definitely happen. Um, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. For one thing, we do want the games to end, right? Like it's not that big of a deal. The games are quick to play. It's kind of nice if you just, oh yeah, things didn't work out for me great this game. I can move on to the next one. I think that's actually a pretty positive experience. Um, we also want to create those moments in fights where you have things that you're really rooting for. Like I really hope that this character attacks left. I already know I'm going to lose the fight, right? Like I can look at their numbers, I can see there's no chance that I'm winning. I still think it's still really positive for us if there's a goal that you're rooting for as an outcome of the fight that you're like, I really want this guy to attack left because if he KOs that one, it won't summon two things and I'll only take half a heart damage. That's sort of the gist of it, I would say. And also the game length thing is also real. We that's one of the big reasons why we added full heart damage in the finals, no matter what the outcome of the fight is because we were playing these finals that just went back and forth, and people were feeling like their boards were full and they weren't able to advance in any meaningful way at that point because they'd already sort of made any changes they were going to make. They'd already goldened all their legendaries, found their treasures. They were just like, just have to cast a spell every turn, and it's really positive to have those games reach a conclusion and let people move on to the next one with what feels like a satisfying conclusion. Yes, it's also, yeah, exactly, like, yeah, it's added complexity. I think there's a lot of reasons why we want to treat summoned characters as full characters, and that this is just sort of an extension of that philosophy that leads to that outcome. Oh, flying monkey, so rude. Whew. Charlie really beat us up there, but we got our Shield of Athena, so that is nice. So I think it's time to move on from Dash. We'll take a ninja in training, maybe. This Cowardly Lion also is probably pretty far past its expiration date at this point. Um, I guess Symmetry is not horrible. It'll it'll grow and then it'll grow every turn in one direction or the other from the shield. It's kind of interesting. Probably I should just take White Whale because it makes us stronger now and we're kind of falling behind, but it's an interesting idea. Yeah, I mean the flying monkey really got us there for sure. Yeah, flying monkey is one who's I've really grown to appreciate more the more I've played. Like at first I thought, it's not that good of stats. 3-2 is not that much bigger. But when in those early turns, if you ever snipe out their 1/1, their picks or puck, is that what they are? Anyway, yeah, you snipe out those early supports, it can be absolutely game swinging. Like it's just really big. Speaking of really big, that was nasty. All right, who is going through the looking glass, or are we just taking a silver dash? I don't really want to turn. Like, this punching bag has grown a bit, so I could turn it epic and it might be okay, but I kind of think I just want to find some strong characters through the shop instead. Ooh, Tin Man with my Jasmine Dragon. I think this Boon Willow is not doing that much, just +4/+4. So I can do that. Oh, that's kind of ironic. Uh, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm going to take. Okay. Yeah, Sunflare. We immediately did get a support. I really love Widow's Web. I think it's so fun to build like a support, a strong support board. Yep. Yeah, we definitely think of that in design. We're like, this is a slot one character. Obviously, it can, any character can play in any slot, but much of the time, hunt characters want to play in slot one, and it's always really gratifying and fun to find like designs that are fun and play well that are naturally sort of slot three or slot two or three characters. Those are, I would say, often the hardest slots to design specific cards for, and it's really fun to find designs that feel organic, that fit well there, that aren't just like, buff my neighbors, which obviously those designs are fun as well. But I think the sort of secret sauce is when you can find other kinds of designs that feel like they fit well into those categories. All right, we actually won a fight. That's nice. Double double is okay. I guess Wizard of Oz could be decent. It's not a very big support yet, but we could do some work on it, and it working with Widow's Web is really nice. Yeah, yeah, I've talked myself into that. Um, well, okay. How many supports is too many supports? Like Titania is really good. +20 health to every character on my board every turn is a lot of stats. I think that's just better than Grodo. Question is, do I replace Jasmine Dragon with it? Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that. Hope we don't get knocked out here. Titania is also a nice support with Widow's Web because you can put it in the front row, and even when it gets KO'd, it's actually not a big deal, right? Like it does its thing at the start of the fight, so it's kind of already fired its thing. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh no. Oh no, no, no. That looks like end of the road for us. Yikes. Yeah, there was that flying monkey coming up big, as we've been talking about. All right. Couldn't quite get it going there. Yeah, if this Wizard of Oz had been a little bit bigger, I feel like we maybe could have hung around, but we didn't quite have enough time to know that we needed to play a bunch of spells, and yeah, that's what we get. All right, let's go again. CYXN. Yeah, I agree, Yuck. I think that might be a spot we look to do uh, in live balance. I don't think that the buff it gives is too small. I think it works pretty well there actually. And boy oh boy does it work well with some set two mechanics. That'll be really exciting once we can show that off a little bit. Let me just preview that. But yeah, I think it does not need to be nearly as small as it is as a baseline. I think like it's just a little on the small side for sort of no reason. It was definitely a design we hit on early in development and probably should have updated the stats to at some point. So I think we'll probably do that in the next live balance patch, I would guess. All right, we got 3 in the lobby, room for 3 more. Yes, Wizard of Oz. Yeah, we definitely had some eras of the game where it was pretty much good to just play every spell you ever saw, and Wizard of Oz felt pretty strong in that metagame. I think we've correctly moved away from that to some extent. We don't give you as many bonus shops that involve spells, and I think our spell comps are still good and fun and strong. They're just not sort of the end all be all that they used to be. Um, so yeah, I think Wizard of Oz has sort of not kept up with the times there. Like I think it being a base 2/2 is just a little too small. All right, we got slot for one more. Otherwise, I'm gonna fire it at 105. So in 2 minutes. There we go. Nice. Another double Galahad moment. Well, we were just Galahad, so we'll Dragon Mother this time. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Then Moonraker. I like that. That sounds like a fun design. The wording is often something that can really make those tough because we don't want the game to feel like you have to read all this legalese. So when it's really nice when you read a card and understand it on the first try. That's, I would say, a big goal of ours. And we obviously have some tolerance, especially on higher rarity cards, for more complicated things, but we want the game to be sort of sneaky in its depth, not not in your face in its depth, where it's like, yeah, I actually didn't understand what that card did until the third time I played with it, or it took me some trial and error to even understand what was going on. Okay, let's. I love Gingerbread House on Dragon Mother because you're getting that dragon egg. Fates or Stepsisters? Let's do Stepsisters. I think we can hopefully make that work. Not exactly. Interesting. Rare that the gingerbread house attacks first, but still doesn't get to trigger its farewell right away. So we got our egg. Do we want Thorn or Puss in Boots? Let's do Thorn. I think we're decently strong. And I'll grab Stepmother. I took Stepmother over Daughter of Athena there because I already have a villain on my board and I haven't got any heroes yet, so more likely that I can find silvers of the villains. Okay, Silver Thorn, not bad. Chaos, I'm into it. Gives us an Ahab. Stepmother. Hmm, sure. I'll do Wand of Anger, I think. Ooh, Egg. Ace of Hearts. Boy, we are just going off this this turn. We've gotten so many shops. Um, I guess there's no reason to put Thorn on my board versus there. Sure, we'll do Wand of Shielding. I kind of love having the double wand action. And let's see, how do we want to arrange this? It's not super likely that the stepsisters finish their quest, but they might. You never know. How many shops did I get that turn? I found stepsister, egg, Stepmother, Ace of Hearts. Those were each a bonus shop. Yeah, that was crazy. And then I still lost. Darn. Well, Ace of Hearts is 2 bonus shops now. I'm really not a big believer in these stepsisters. I think I'll just replace them with Gingerbread House. Ooh, Chameleon is nice. Let's go there. I think I have to take Silver Chameleon over Chaos. I do love Silver Chaos is just so sweet. It's so free, but I really would like to flip this Chameleon, so I'll do that. Sure, we'll do Rose. Yeah, I'm trying to not flip Chameleon this turn. I'm trying to do it next turn, so that's why I'm putting it in slot 3. We'll see how that works. You never know. For me, I feel like whenever I tell it I don't want to flip this turn, it always does, but you kind of just gotta take your lumps with Chameleon. It is what it is. You don't have a lot of control over it. Wow, very healthy lobby. Everyone other than us is still at 3 or, could get back to 3 hearts. Maybe I should put the egg here, because I kind of want it to grow from the gingerbread house. I think that makes sense. It's not a huge change either way. All right. No flipping Chameleon today. And we're going to tie the fight. Perfect. Would have preferred if we could get Captain Ahab, but, I'm not going to get greedy here. Take what I can get. So all hands on deck is +3/+1 to the team thanks to the double wands. Gold Gingerbread House is also solid. Fire Breathing Dragon is okay. I'll just do the Gingerbread House. I don't know. Take Secret Map. Get a free spell. Ooh, okay. Here we go. Here we go. Of course. Of course. It had to be Long John Silver. Come on. I mean, he's got good stats. It's not even that bad right now. It's just the classic whammy. All right. So we don't have our slots are not doing great for Shipshape Inspector. Boon Willow could help with that. I kind of want to just do greed on the Chameleon and increase the odds that it gets to flip this turn. That was such a classic Long John Silver moment right there. But like I said, it's pretty strong, and it actually makes it so we're gonna win some fights, and it's not that bad. It just is the classic moment of like, oh man, isn't that's not the one I wanted. I'll take Encyclopedia Speltanica. I think that's solid. This thing has Treasure Hoard 1 already. So yeah, I could take Stepmother. Either of these, I guess, is 2 shops. I guess I'll do Stepmother. Sure, Lesser Mimic is fine. Fairy Dragon's kind of getting somewhere. And yeah, we have this guaranteed epic treasure coming at some point here. So Scarecrow, so the Lesser Mimic should pay us off pretty nicely. We might even get to that next turn. It's hard to say for sure. Yeah, I love Dragon Mother. It's such a fun character. I just love getting that Dragon Egg. Dragon Egg is, one of my favorite cards in the game. That might actually be my favorite design. We were talking about what my favorite design in the game was earlier. Dragon Egg is really high up there. I think Dragon Egg is just so much fun. And I just love getting to guarantee one every game, and it's sort of a risk-free dragon egg compared to the usually you definitely give up something to take a dragon egg, but it's really fun. All right, yeah. So this is Long John Silver and Scarecrow are gonna carry us for a bit at least. So that's nice. Ooh, Ahab would have finished his quest there as well if he hadn't already. Yeah, I'll take on Mirror Mage's quest, sure, and get a tick on it even. So we didn't finish Scarecrow this turn, but we did. We got pretty decent stats on the board, and kind of put an epic treasure on layaway. Not the most exciting turn. I would have really liked to finish the Scarecrow quest, but it's fine. That'll work. I'd also love to find a True Love's Kiss so we can get off of this stinky Long John Silver. Okay. Yeah, we're still a little bit ahead of the lobby, but people are definitely starting to catch up to us. Ooh, I can't pass the golden chaos, right? It will trigger our lesser mimic, which is kind of too bad, but you know. Well, actually, no, maybe the scarecrow will trigger first. I actually don't know how this is going to work. I'll be curious to find out. I'm rooting for scarecrow to go first. Oh, nice, it did. Oh man, these are all pretty solid. Double fairy pancakes can really go crazy, so I think I'll do that. Sure, we'll go through the looking glass. Why not? I hope it doesn't hit our Long John Silver, but it's gonna finish its quest, and that's fine. Uh, Dragon's Crown is looking pretty good in this position. Parting Gift is generically, I think, the most powerful of these, but Dragon's Crown also does a lot, so I'll take that. And then Genie's Lamp, great. I'm happy with all this. Yeah, look at these. Look at these boards we're getting. So now we're getting close on the ship shape. We have 3 of our slots buffed. Scar is also super solid. And Midas touch on Long John Silver is also not crazy. It's pretty speculative. It is really betting that we're going to be able to turn him into a secret rare at some point. But I don't mind making that bet. I don't mind betting on myself there like that. I think I'm just going to take Scar, though. We'll start to get some hunts. We have the double fairy pancakes, so shop buffs are particularly valuable for us. And yeah, we kind of became a monster this round. Our board's going to get really big. All right. So there's the True Love's Kiss. We are doubling it. So we don't have to target Long John Silver this turn. We could do Sparkles instead. And I think we will. All right. Paul Bunyan is not the most exciting to me at this stage of the game, but he can definitely get big. Yeah, 3 blind mice. That is the most exciting to me. Look at that. Just an absolute monster. Just making sure Paul Bunyan's not in a slot that's buffed. I guess I should probably set my board up like this. Yeah, maybe like this. That's probably better. In general, you want your highest attack characters to go first. just sort of as a general heuristic and way to deal the most damage to opponents. It makes you likely to win fights in some spots where you wouldn't otherwise be. Although that was not going to be a problem in this particular case. We were going to win that fight easily, hands down. Silver Scar, Oberon to replace Robin probably because I want to keep Long John Silver around to transform again. We'll just take Scar. That's fine. Pretty big goodie bag. A pretty big Wizard of Oz as well. Oh, because we have Spelltanica. Right. That does make the spells more valuable. I kind of forgot that we had the Spelltanica Dragon's Crown combination. Like that's actually really strong. I think I'll just take goodie bag for now. Kind of a whiff there. 200 Kraken or Giant Growth the goodie bag. There's something nice about the Giant Growth here, just that it does grow all of our subsequent characters by a kind of considerable amount because it's +2/+2 from, we're getting 2 points of horde from it basically, and then that's doubled twice thanks to the fairy pancake. So it's sort of a permanent +8/+8 to any future bronze characters we draft. I probably should rearrange slightly, but that's fine. I would prefer if this goodie bag gets KO'd, but I guess it won't. It's just too big. Ooh. Another True Love's Kiss. Blackbeard, who's pretty big. I think I'm just gonna go with True Love's Kiss. I just love getting random secret rares too much to avoid it. Oh my, Echoing Fae, that has the chance to be a real monster. Take Conan because we'll finish his quest pretty easily. Yeah, Echoing Fae works really well with Goodie Bag. I think, yeah, we'll rearrange like this. It also works pretty well with Paul Bunyan if he ever gets to grow. GG's pay us. Yeah, our board got pretty nasty here. We're kind of going off, and we have a secret map flipping next turn. This is all good stuff. Okay, what do we got? A chip on the ship board with mop, but front row mop. Interesting. Looks like we should be able to handle this. Hopefully they can KO our goodie bag. I guess not. Unfortunate. Well, they can take some damage. Okay, so we got a Bunyan's Axe, which it's kind of hard to trigger, but Mercy seems great. Yeah, we'll take Blind Mice, because if we find the third, it would be really, really good. Okay, Herc. Normally, I would say this is too late in the game for Herc, but he's so big. Herc is so big that I think we can just take him, replace our Conan. Yeah, and we'll take a two-headed wizard for later. Sure. Works for me. So yeah, our two blind mice is our current Bunyan's Axe triggerer, which I would say is not the most likely that it gets KO'd before the rest of the team, but it could happen. Who knows? And Herc Echoing Fey can obviously go completely crazy if we have enough time. Suspect we won't, but I like to believe in something. I like to bet on ourselves. Yeah. Not a lot of our guys getting KO'd there. Oh my goodness. Well, I just have to take this Guinevere, right? It's just too big to pass. So, it was a nice thought that we could do Herc. This 3 bags full is actually going to be great. It's 2 spells and 2 treasures, so it's +4 to our treasure hoard. Oh, and breadcrumbs, that's going to continue to add to our treasure hoard. None of these are really worth much of anything, but I'm happy to just have some random trinkets on board. So now Guinevere is our Bunyan's Axe triggerer. If we can get Guinevere to get KO'd, we'll see. Yeah, it's also nice. We kind of have this Paul Bunyan insurance policy. Like, if things ever start to go too bad, Paul Bunyan gets really big, and then Echoing Fey grows to pretty much match him. Oh, and yeah, things are maybe getting kind of bad. That's some big stuff. We're gonna take a half a heart there, so we need to catch up to that. Let's take Melody's loot and Masterwork scrolls, I think. Lost in the Woods, sure. Triggers loot, triggers a bunch of stuff. Yeah, we'll do it again. So yeah, I would love to transform this Guinevere into a secret rare. I think that would be a super solid thing that we could do. Sort of looking for ways to continue to advance our board. Getting a triple on 3 blind mice, getting the golden one would be really nice. So shipshape is fully online. This goodie bag has definitely fallen off the curve. It's not actually good anymore. So I could just take this, get a random rare treasure, and then see where we go from there. I think that's fine. I think I'll do that. Yeah, let's get an extra captain in the mix. That could be game winning right here. Um, Dungeon Master can let us find secret rares. Princess Animal, I don't think is doing too much for us. Yeah, we'll Dungeon Master. Sure, we'll heal back up. Uh, Twinkle Twinkle, I guess. Not the best thing in the world. But hopefully we can win this fight against an evil twin. And yeah, we're just... Oh my. Oh my. Everyone's boards are getting so big except for ours. And we got hit with a Stroke of Midnight. We got to do a token attack at the Sorcerer's Mop, a very ineffective sort of splash at the mop for nothing. All right, well we're probably losing a full heart here. No, I guess maybe not. I guess we're just going down to half. All right. We live to fight another day. Yeah, we're lost in the woods again. Eureka. We don't actually have anything that works with Eureka. That is a shame. Take the Kraken. Because yeah, with ooh, this could be really good. Over the Rainbow could get us pretty big. I'm kind of just committing to losing this fight and, having that be okay. I guess I could flip these up to the front now. Run like this maybe. But yeah, if we get to use that Over the Rainbow on 2 blind mice, maybe things could get really big. So I'm looking at this point for Medusas, Stroke of Midnight, stuff that can help us scam. It could be really valuable. Also, if I ever get to True Love's Kiss this Guinevere, that could be another way where we get to go really big. Or if we get to find Golden Guinevere, that could also, get our board to be really big. And we get to keep growing this Melodies loot. It's at some point here we will get to be massive. I do love double double, but I don't think it's really doing much for us here. We don't have any huge slot buff numbers, so I'll just take a treasure. Yeah, unfortunately, I think we're going to lose. I think this next turn is going to be our last. Spell, I think, is our best thing that we can do. I guess I could take this mop. It's not amazing right now, but it has outs to get better, and it gives us a Eureka target just when we find those. But hopefully we don't lose a full heart here. We'll see. Last time we only lost half a heart, so we'll see how that goes. Think we're likely to only lose half a heart again just because we have these two 4000s that can, can tango with most stuff. Yeah, because the Sorcerer's Mop is going to attack into Echoing Fae, and then we'll lose to the remaining stuff on the board. So yeah, half a heart only. But yeah, this is getting out of control. All right, I'm gonna take Silver Conan here, because yeah, finding a gold hero or villain that's legendary will get us a secret rare treasure, and that's I think one of the better ways we could come back to win this game. We'll turn this Guinevere into a Tiamat. All right. There's the Eureka thing that I was talking about, paying us off already. Nothing good here. I guess Phil Mop, we could try to scam our way through. Sure. That's fine. Could work. Who knows? Okay. I guess our Phil is not really gonna scam his way through the game for us here. Dang. Well, that was a crazy game. GG. Yeah, that was awesome. I love games like that where you feel like you're like really we're really taking off here, and then you slowly start to give up ground, and then you play someone and you're like, oh my god, their numbers are so big. I just think that's like sort of the secret sauce of the game is I felt like I did something really busted in that game, and we still didn't win. So somebody else did something more busted, and I think that's really fun. All right, let's do another one. 7THG. I would say it was a design choice to not have easy ways to view players between rounds. We really want to keep the boards as simple as possible. Like one thing we noticed at Gen Con was people were playing this game with their 5-year-olds where they were just dragging down the characters, they weren't reading the game, they weren't reading the boards, and the kids were having a great time because they were drafting, Peter Pan and Puss in Boots and just characters they recognized from things. And I think that preserving that fun without making it seem like, oh my gosh, there's so much stuff on this board. I could click on all these buttons and things would happen. I think that's a big part of our design ethos of keeping the game simple and approachable for those players, but still able to have a deep game like the game that we just played, where it was like there was so much going on, there were so many different ways. Like I'm sure if I was a supercomputer that could calculate everything, there was some way for me to win that game. I don't know what it was, but I'm sure if I was a genius, I could do it. Um, so I think we want to keep the boards and the iconography as low as possible. And like, yeah, we could add a scouting option where you can see stuff, but it just every little icon we add to the board does add to that feeling for somebody who's not a strong reader or who's super young and not super versed in sort of the iconography and game language. It adds sort of a, oh, this game is too complicated for me thing to it. Yeah, there's the enemy boards thing is also pretty contentious. Like there's a lot of some games, TFT lets you see your entire enemy board, and for me that I'm a pretty strategic player. Like I understand the strategy of these things. Um, that is a level too much as well of just I could crunch the numbers here, but I don't want to, and it makes me feel bad. Like, oh, I'm not doing as much as I can to maximize my winning percentage. I don't want to play this game anymore. Is definitely a feeling that I think some sort of spikier players can get as well. All right, so we're gonna fire at 136. If we don't get up to 6, we got one more slot left though. Yeah, I mean, I think number of number of players left is definitely something we could totally implement, and I could imagine us implementing that in the future. But yeah, the important like a key thing for us to keep in mind is that simplicity of just not a lot of things. There's not a million things for you to click on. There's not a million things for you to feel like you don't understand right now. If you just drag down a character every turn, you will progress in the game and be happy and not feel like you're overwhelmed is a huge part of I think what makes the game work and what makes the game fun. But yeah, I think I could totally imagine us implementing that as well for sure. Oh, I forgot to. No, I did post it in there. Okay, good. One slot remaining if anyone wants to get in on this. Otherwise, I'm going to fire in about a minute. All right, firing with 5. Here we go. Well, we've done Dragon Mother. Let's do Mr. Lamppost. We'll do the not the opposite of Galahad, but the character version sort of. Who do I most want to get off of Mr. Lamppost? The Kraken is probably my favorite legendary, even though I don't really think it's the strongest. I just find it very fun. Oberon is also it was one I was gonna say that's up there. So yeah, I'll do that one. I just sort of love the long-term value proposition ones. And I'll do Pix and Itsy Bitsy Spider. That's nice and strong board to start things off. And we start off with a dub because of our nice strong board. We have the buffed underdog, well the changed underdog anyway. Let's do this. I think this could be a pretty nice board. Hopefully, I'm not super optimistic. Pix is not the best character to help you trigger underdog, just because he keeps your front row, from getting hurt too much in the early game. But it could happen, and it will. No, wait, no, it didn't. It did not. I was incorrect. So, I didn't get to grow Smee. That's disappointing. Foul Lich is decent, I suppose. I guess we have a hero. Oh, we have two heroes actually for Nutcracker Prince. Okay, I'll do that. And I think I will position like this. Sure. Let's see how this goes. All right, yeah, we got an underdog trigger. That was nice. And we're going to grow Foul Lich a decent amount. Not too bad, not too bad. I just want to stay healthy until that Oberon comes calling. Boy, this is an uninspiring shop. We have a spell that I think is okay but not super strong, and 3 commons when we're at uncommon. Yeah, all right. We'll take a silver there. Ooh, egg? Can I resist the call of a delicious egg? I think I can. And we'll arrange our board like this. No, wait, that's not right. That's how I want it to be. Yeah, so that means Nutcracker Prince will almost certainly go on underdog. The Foul Lich hopefully should get maximum opportunities. Yeah, I just can't resist a delicious fried egg. Well, hopefully not fried. Hopefully an uncracked pristine egg is what I'm really going for. Ooh, somebody got to trigger their and we got another underdog? All right, nice. So, goodie bag is pretty strong. Sure, I'll take that. Mama bear? Time to move on from this Nutcracker Prince? Not the craziest idea I've ever heard. We can start to grow up this slot and then we can move the goodie bag into it later. Silver on Mysterious Egg, obviously, also pretty appealing. Never know what it could get us. Could be anything. Oh, man. All right, I'm taking the silver. I can't resist. I can't resist the egg, and then I could just slash. No, I'm gonna wet big teeth onto the goodie bag. I think that'll make us a little stronger in the short term. It does make our this does significantly make our underdog less likely to trigger, right? Having a goodie bag just more it's more likely that we'll have traded 2 for 1 with this goodie bag by the time we get around to the underdog getting to attack, but that's fine. Yeah, I feel like someone's gonna work their behind the scenes magic and blacklist us into having our egg become a long john, but we'll see. We'll see. I do have an Oberon coming as well, so we're getting at least one decent legendary out of the whole situation. Oh, look at that! Underdog still worked. Just as I was saying, it was unlikely to. Can we tie that fight? That's fine. Happy for that. Um, ugh. Another underwhelming shop. Fairy Dragon with no treasures. 3 bags full is fine and probably what I'm going to do. Thorn is just +1 attack to the shop. Yeah, I'll just go for that. Yeah, Twin Shot's fine. Not bad. Silver Underdog. Chameleon? Do I dare? We'll put the Chameleon there. I guess I can do this for Underdog. Make it... No, I should have switched that, but that's fine. We are going to flip our Chameleon. all right. And we're gonna get to trade in the fight. Not bad, not bad. We get that. We get this one. I think I will bid farewell to. So the goodie bag is like kind of out of place, but it is really good with Oberon. We have Guardian of the Grove also, which makes all of these animals much more valuable. But I think I'm just gonna replace Underdog because I do want to grow. Okay, so I could try to grab more Fae to go with this 10 million Fireflies. That's not crazy. I think I'll just set up. I guess I can set up the board like this. I mostly just want to grow this Guardian of the Grove. I'm not super concerned about the Foul Lich at this point. Um, yeah, so I could try to pick up another Fae. I could get a random common treasure. Not super unhappy with either of those options. Neither of them are like amazing or anything. I actually like this positioning better. I guess I could also try to get get more animals. I think I'm gonna just take the treasure. Breadcrumbs, sure. I always love to have breadcrumbs on board, but I'll take picks here instead of Lost in the Woods because it triggers our fireflies. And then I will take Lost in the Woods. And finally, the Scarecrow. Yeah, let's say thank you for your service, Fireflies. We're going to start to count down our Scarecrow. Lost in the Woods, obviously great for triggering Scarecrow. We are not the most shipshape. We've got 2 slots buffed, so I'm not super into that one. Sunflare is kind of whatever. Lightning Bolt's kind of whatever. I'm just going to take Lightning Bolt, I guess. Uninspiring. Man, I really want some True Love's Kisses. Is that too much to ask for? Okay, so Foul Lich is not doing much for us. I could take Ironcast Dragon. I guess that's fine. Sure. Our Guardian of the Grove is looking a little sketchy here, but it's okay. I would prefer to just transform it if I can, basically. I think that's the plan. Oh, Mockingbird is nice with Guardian of the Grove, but we're just digging here for a spell. Ooh, Frankenstein's Doctor, that's nice. Yeah, let's replace Ironcast Dragon with that one. And then Kraken can replace Scarecrow. And I'll take a Boots of Magic, fine. We have a lot of things that could make that happen. And I'll position like that. Yeah, that seems good. Okay, okay. We're gonna lose, but only half a heart, and we got to trigger Kraken. Like we got some pretty good stuff there. I could Midas touch on Guardian of the Grove, or just take the silver. I'll just do silver. Ooh, Toady. Yeah, let's do that. Big Nessie. Don't really want Big Nessie. I'll just heal. Heal and keep going. Haven't really found the direction we're looking for here to sort of steer us where our end game is going to be, but that's fine. You know, we're slowly growing our slot buffs with Frankenstein's Doctor and Kraken. We're growing up the Kraken with the Grove, Guardian of the Grove. There we go. So that'll get us the Trifork. All right, all right. Now we're cooking. No mages to go with Eureka. Decent sized Nessie could be solid, but not amazing. I mean, it's probably what I should take just to add the silver to my shop. I could replace Oberon, but it's still growing the goodie bag, and I think that's still useful. Maybe with Gold Guardian of the Grove, I should be trying to move on from it and just have more animals. All right, I'll buy into that logic. I don't know if it is true or makes the most sense, but it's probably fine. We denied her hunt a hunt. That's always good. Take that silver. Yeah, this two-headed wizard is kind of free because at some point we will we'll take the Lost in the Woods from our breadcrumbs, so it's kind of a free roll. Okay, Conan I think can replace the doctor. And where is Conan? Is there a spot where he's over 100? No, so we'll just leave him at a nice 75. Three hits from Conan will get him through. Okay, yep, we'll do our double Lost in the Wood now. I'm gonna take one of these legendaries. I guess Bahamut. Breed can go on the goodie bag. Put it up to Treasure Hoard 4. Abracadabra, can we get a True Love's Kiss? Is that too much to ask for? I'm gonna Silvery Moon. Guess on the Kraken. I just want to find more. Every legendary gold we find is really big, so I should just try to maximize our chances of doing that, I think. Gold Toady. Okay. Okay. Well, the next legendary character we find is gonna be real big. Oh, did my camera break again? I missed it. Is that working? Seems like that's working. Ooh, I missed the fight. I looked away for a second and we got smushed in the fight. But we finished our Conan and got 3 extremely strong treasures out of it. So that's going to be huge. Genie's Lamp, I think, is going to be better for us. Or no, Speltanica is going to be huge because we have Trifork, so we have Treasure Hoard 3 on everything. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, Goodie Bag is going here now that we have the plus 1000 sword. So we have some really strong options. I think I will take the Silver Wizard. Gold Picks, which is like not super good, but okay, there's the Kraken. Yeah. We had like Toady. We have a bunch of stuff that makes this work. But we could also take double Abracadabra, and I think we still have how many charges on our Genie's Lamp? Oh, we don't. I didn't take Genie's Lamp. Okay, we just have it doubled from the two-headed wizard. Yeah, that's less attractive then. We'll just go Kraken. Underbox. Okay. All right. We got a lot stronger. Let's see if that's going to be enough to get us across the finish line. I feel like it probably will be. We really powered up that turn. Take double Lost in the Woods. We can Wonderbox this Presence of Gaia, and because we have, I did take this Encyclopedia, right? So that's 6, that's 5 spells cast. It's plus 15 plus 15 to the team. I'll still just take a silver, but it's good to keep that in mind. Yeah, nothing good here. That's a good one. Get all 3. Which triggers our Dwarven Cart, which gives us Prized Pig could be good. I think that could do something for us. Yeah, Hand of Midas is pretty strong. Okay. That's not a weak board. Looks like it's not going to be quite good enough to tie. Okay, all right. I'll take double Lost in the Woods to start. Foul Lich. No, I should do double spoonful of sugar. It's so much stats because of the Trifork Speltanica combo. Not interested in any of these. Bahamut is just bigger, so we'll take it. Oh, and we get right. I forgot we have the Dragon's Claw, so that actually gives us a lot of treasures as well. Yeah, Royal Invitation, that could be useful. Eureka on the Kraken probably. Oh, right. We have Wonderbox. Okay, so Eureka's actually a bunch of bonus shops. All right, I think we're gonna get across the finish line here. Yeah, Happily Ever After on the team is really good. Eureka again. Let's go. Yeah, sure, Grotto. Phil could be okay, but I think it's a little late for us to get started with a Phil. Woods. Oh, all right. I think this is worth doing. This might be like throwing away our board. We're gonna ruin everything plan, but I think it's gonna be good. I think it will work out. And then I think I should pass the underdog here. As funny as that is, like if I just take Long John, then the Dravina will get to eat the underdog, and the Echoing Fae will get to see that happen as well. Okay, all right. I hope this was enough. It looks like it was. It looks like we did good. I think we're gonna make it at this point. I think we have turned the corner. So yeah, I should definitely err on the side of taking characters because it triggers Dravino, it triggers Echoing Fae. We got Bottled Starlight. That's cool. Golden Arm Mockingbird. Oh shoot, I thought we were taking all three. I would have taken Fairy Pancakes, but I think having multiple characters in the 10,000 health will be enough to get us through. Yeah, the double Eureka on the whole team with Hogwarts going was a lot. That was a lot to get us across the finish line. Yeah, I didn't see what you did to get so strong, but it looked like you also hit a massive power spike there. All right. Nice. All right. Well, that was a great note to end on. I feel like we lost a lobby where we had crazy stats, and then we won a lobby where we had crazy stats. So that was awesome. Thanks for watching, everyone. As always, there'll be someone here, not always me, but someone around on Tuesdays to answer your questions and just show off what I think is a really fun game that we've been working on. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll see you all later.